10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Alrighty, folks, how you doing there? This is Michael Voss, the Dragon of the Southern Tier, and I am here with you, talking about another episode of No Soundbites Allowed, and I'm happy to be here with you. I hope you saw my earlier conversation, rant, whatever you want to call it, on gun control, on talking about the El Paso shooting, talking about the Garlic Fest shooting, and talking about the Dayton, Ohio shooting. I hope you had an opportunity to check that out and to understand what is and is not being told to the public about what's really going on and what is the reality of the situation. Is any of the proposals being given going to save people? And that's a very big question and a very important question. And I don't know that we have an important and true and honest answer to that. But aside from the shock and the horror of those events, I wanted to talk about something else. I was hoping to talk about the Democratic debate to follow up something that I had said, and I've seen a lot of comments on. I've had a lot of comments on the YouTube talking about Andrew Yang, talking about my comments on Andrew Yang. You may recall this, and I'll try and show you a little bit of what I'm talking about here in this video. If you haven't seen it, please do check it out. This is me talking about Andrew Yang, the Democratic debate, who's at 1.6%.
Andrew Yang.
If you've heard anything about me and my campaign, you've heard that someone is running for president who wants to give every American $1,000 a month.
Stop right there and let me come back. You can see that video and see everything I was talking about there. But Andrew Yang is basically saying that he's going to give everyone in America $1,000. Which is an upgrade from Kamala Harris in 2018 December, saying that she wanted to give everyone in America roughly about $650 to $500. And while that sounds really great because it's free, it's just dumb and it doesn't work. And then we've heard Elizabeth Warren come out and she wants to give everyone free college. Bernie Sanders wants to give everyone free health care under Medicaid for all. We've got lots of free things going on in this nation from all of the candidates, or virtually all of the candidates that have any true ranking, 1.6% or above, that are promising free. It's free. You're going to get free stuff. And they're giving that pitch because they want to win. And the reality is you can't get it. You're not. I guarantee you it has nothing to do with me being a Republican, has nothing to do with me being a fiscal conservative. It has everything to do with the fact that if you elect any of those Democrats because they're going to give you free stuff, you will never get that free stuff. Remember President Obama and the Obama stimulus? And people thought, well, I'm going to get free money. No, you didn't. And we were going to give away cars. You were going to get cash for clunkers. You were going to get a brand new car. Didn't help anyone. Didn't help the economy. In fact, I'm going to go over the numbers with you really quickly and show you how it's going to hurt you. You're going to lose. They're going to promise that it's free, and then you're going to pay out the pocket hard, and you're going to lose. You're going to lose jobs. You're going to lose pay. You're going to lose hours. You're going to lose. Point blank. And that's just, you may not want to believe that, but it is true. Let me take a quick look at something here, okay? Yeah.
Free.
That's right. Free. And you know what? John Stossel had a great article about this. I'm going to be expanding on that or talking about that very briefly. But it's in Town Hall. And it was published on July 31st, 2019. Free stuff. Democratic candidates, they're talking about free stuff. And he did some of the numbers on it. He actually added it up and tried to figure it out. So he's talking about Title I, you're going to get more money for schools, $32 billion, $26 billion for universal pre-K, free community college, $6 billion. over $78 billion coming from Joe Biden. If you're looking at, you don't think that's enough? No problem. Kamala Harris is going to give you $177 billion. And that includes free 4-year college, that it's going to give you an increase in child care for $60 billion, and increasing public school teachers' pay for $31.5 billion. Wait, it gets even better because Pete Buttigieg wants to give you even more free stuff. So does Elizabeth Warren. Pete Buttigieg, he's talking about $87 billion. How about Elizabeth Warren, who wants to give everyone free public college tuition for $125 billion? You're looking at universal child care, $70 billion. You know, this is crazy. You're looking at, if you go to Bernie Sanders and his Medicare for all and every version of that, you're looking at somewhere around $4 trillion. And like I said, Andrew Yang with his wonderful free money, which is also $1,000 for every American. If it's true, it's $3.1 trillion. And I've already proven in my article and comments about him, speaking about Andrew Yang, it's not true. He's not going to give everyone in America $1,000. He's going to give some people in America $1,000 or some portion of money. And it works out to about $1.7 trillion. Now, that all sounds well, fine, great. You know, most people don't realize the United States government spends $4.2 trillion a year. We bring in somewhere between $3.2 and $3.8 trillion in taxes. We lose money every year. We're in debt, and it's growing. That's why we have $22 trillion, $10 trillion of it from the Obama administration, when they were giving us free things like Obamacare, which would be affordable, which now every single one of the Democratic candidates for 2020 have said isn't affordable, doesn't work, and is a horrible idea. Gee, who else said that? You know, like Republicans or conservatives telling people that from 2010. The majority of Americans who read about the deal and said they don't want it. I mean, we knew this, but yet trillions have already been spent. Hundreds of billions have already been spent on Obamacare. And now we're going to go to the next new thing because it's free. It's affordable. So let's look at Andrew Yang. I want to go back to Andrew Yang because Andrew Yang decided that he wants you to be able to get free stuff, as I highlighted. And he wants to make sure that, and this was on the second night of the July Democratic debates for 2020. Let's think about this for a second. Let's assume that you're going to get this. Let's assume that we're going to pay for all this like the Democrats want. And every single billionaire in America is going to be liquidated. They're going to have nothing. We're going to take every dime they have. That's 550 people. If we took everything they owned to pay for, the Andrew Yang, he's going to give everyone in America $1,000. But we're going to take it all from the rich, the billionaires. We would get $3.5 trillion, which is not enough to run America for 1 year. We'd still be short money. But all the billionaires would have nothing. They're done. All their money's gone. You run America for about 9 months and they have nothing. What happens? Well, very simply, we lose all the businesses that those people had. We lose all the homes that those people had. We lose all of their cars, their yachts, their dining, going out to dinners, everything that's they had. But let's forget about them. We lose all their businesses. And let's assume that every one of the 550 people, they only owned, let's say, 1,000 businesses between them, 2 businesses apiece. And every one of those businesses employ 50 people, which is wrong. And that's not true. But let's assume that. Well, let's start doing the math. If we were to take money away from all of them, we wouldn't be able to run the nation. But we'd have several thousand people out of work. Matter of fact, I'm going to make the math even simpler. We're going to take let's assume that every millionaire in America, let's say that every millionaire is worth $10 million, which is not true. So for every 10 American millionaires, we have about $100 million. We would need 1,000 of them to be able to make $1 billion. And to be able to get to $1 trillion, well, let's see, we need another 1,000. So we need over 10,000 millionaires in the United States to get another $1 trillion to bring us to 4.5 trillion. We already took out all the billionaires and liquidate everything they own. We're going to take away everyone who makes $1 million and assuming they're going to own $10 million. So we've got over 100,000 people in America who've all lost everything to run America for 1 year to pay for Andrew Yang giving everyone $1,000. That's not including anything else the American government does. That's not security. That's not Social Security. That's not Medicaid. That's not education. Nothing else. Just to give people $1,000. We have wiped out every millionaire, every billionaire, the entire rich of the world, of the nation. Take them all away. And then we have to realize that you've just closed almost every business in America. You're going to close thousands of businesses. You're going to turn tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Americans into the unemployed because you liquidated to get to take away every dollar from all the millionaires, all the billionaires. You've got to take away their businesses, their homes, their cars, their yachts, their planes, everything they've got. That includes members of Congress. Take away everything they've got. And you only run the country for 1 year. Everyone gets $1,000 and nothing else happens in the country. Nothing else. But you got free money for 1 year. Free money for 1 year. Does that make any sense? Think about it. So that means we're not going to eliminate the rich because we destroy the country if we do that. We can't take away everything from millionaires and billionaires because there would be nothing left. So realistically, that means we have to tax the middle class and the poor. But let's say we don't tax the poor. We tax the middle class. Well, we've got to we're increasing corporate taxes. We're increasing personal taxes. We still don't have enough money. Because remember, we have a government that's doing things like education, healthcare, environment, security, which costs $4 trillion. And we're adding just Andrew Yang and his $1,000 per person. That's $7 trillion. We haven't even gotten to Medicaid for all, which is another $4 trillion. So that means that you're looking at $11 to $12 trillion in spending, or roughly, from where we are today, 3 times as much money. That means your taxes, minimally, just to keep the same amount of loss that the United States is losing right now, your taxes, every man, woman, and child would have to go up 300%. You'd have to pay 3 times as much in taxes. You'd have to lose 3 times as much money from your paycheck just to get $1,000 and, quote, free health care, which doesn't mean you get health care. I mean, unless you think that men can use OBGYN, or that the elderly can need prenatal care, or that someone who's young needs geriatric care. I mean, that's what you're paying for when you pay for Medicare for all. So someone at 20 is paying for the same kind of health care as an 80-year-old. Men are paying for pregnancy that they can never be pregnant. And women are going to pay for prostate exams that they won't get. Does that make sense to anyone? But that's, Medicare for everyone. So let's just think this through. So we're looking at tens of thousands of jobs being destroyed, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people going bankrupt just by Andrew Yang's idea. We haven't even got to anything else. These things don't make sense. It ain't free, folks. There is nothing free in the world. You look at anything the government has ever done, it has always cost more money, it is always less efficient, and it is always fraught with problems. That is the reality. And the reality is that if you think your vote is worth the free stuff, you don't understand it's not free. And the only thing you're getting is less freedom, less opportunity, less money. I guarantee you. Every single time. You don't have to believe me. Look over John Stossel. He's a libertarian. Check out what he has to say about it. John Stossel, He's got nothing to gain. Oops. John Stossel's got nothing to gain. He's not running for an elected office. He's not any kind of major politician. He's a reporter. Look at his numbers. And then tell yourself, where's that money coming from? Where's all this free stuff coming from? Because it sounds great. So does, hey, I've got candy, little girl. You know, something that a pedophile would say. Something that some snake oil salesman would say. It sounds great. Sounds fantastic. It's the best thing in the world. It will cure everything. Just give me your money. Just give me you. Give up your life. It will be all taken care of. And we've never seen that happen. And everywhere that people did buy into that, like Venezuela, China, Russia, North Korea, every one of those nations that keep buying into this idea that it's going to be free and you're going to have a better life, you're going to be better off, every single time, they're worse. They lose more than they've ever gained. In fact, they gain nothing and they lose everything over and over and over again. Don't believe me? Ask Bernie Sanders about how great Venezuela is, that he wanted America to follow. And then check out the news, New York Times. How many people has the government of Venezuela killed in the last 2 years because they took away the guns from everyone to make everyone safe? And that answer is over 6,000. Do you think those 6,000 people feel safe? Do you think the other people running away from Venezuela feel safe? The fact that Venezuela has been one of the leading nations in measles, and that's infecting the United States, do you think they feel great about the health care they got now that's free? These are just a couple of examples. But I wanted to make this brief. The free stuff, it's not free. But if you think I'm wrong, and I've had people speak with me and said, no, Mike, you just don't understand. Andrew Yang is right. We can afford the $3 trillion. Where's it coming from? They won't tell you that. It'll help everybody. Yeah, great. Where's the money coming from? Who's paying for it? Unless you're like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who says, just print the money. Just print it. And devalue the money and hyperinflation, which kills the poor and kills jobs. Yeah, that's good. Let's become a banana republic. Because that worked out well for them, too. If you think I'm wrong, if you think I missed something, and I'm not even adding in anything else everyone else on the stage the last couple of days have said, if you think I'm wrong, please tell me. How do you pay for $12 trillion? $12 trillion. Please explain that to me for just a basic income and free health care on top of the government doing what it does right now. Please explain that to me. I want to hear it because I want to learn. But otherwise, I hope this has been informative for people. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll talk again very, very soon. Thanks, folks.